Assalamu alaikum. I pray to the Almighty that He should bestow upon me His truth, His wisdom, and that I be made worthy of conveying His message to people here, but really people throughout the world. They should hear this message. This is a message that is going from the Jewish community, from occupied Palestine and around the world. We are Jews who are observant Jews, Jews who uphold the words of the Torah, people who are following the words of the Torah that the Zionists are using as a tool to occupy, to silence, to intimidate, to strike fear into people around the world and accuse them of being anti-Semitic if they speak up for the people of Palestine. Well, we are the ones who are upholding this Torah, and we are here to let the world hear a statement from us, to let the world hear what the Torah says. And that is one thing and one thing only, and that is that the occupation is unacceptable. It is against... Just as you all know and have experienced what they do, how they attack this wonderful lady, Kiswani, how they're doing, attacking all the other organizations, people who stand up for the suffering of the people of Palestine, and they immorally attack them as being anti-Semitic. And you know how false that is, how repulsive, how revolting to hear, and how there's just baseless these claims are. That is exactly the way they are using the symbols of Judaism. They're using our Torah, our religion. Now, for well over 100 years, the Zionists are using our religion to build and to solidify and sort of try to legitimize an occupation throughout Palestine. We will not stand by silently with the help of the Almighty and watch as our religion is being used for criminal acts, as our religion is being smeared and sullied. We will not be silent. Judaism is a religion to be subservient to God. It is a religion of 3,000 years. This Zionist movement is a mere 100-odd years, created by people who were estranged, detached, and actually hated the religion. They were looking for a way, a convenient way, to create a political entity, a political movement. And then somehow, this selfish, flawed movement, they decided to take its place in Palestine. They were actually looking for other practical places, like Uganda, like in Patagonia, but they picked Palestine because that looked really promising, because they were able to take the Torah and wave it as a deed to the land and claim, oh, the Almighty gave us the land, totally ignoring the voice of all the rabbinical authorities who kept on saying loud and clear, this is unacceptable. 2,000 years ago, we were driven by the Almighty into exile, and we are expressly forbidden to return en masse. We are expressly forbidden to create even 1 inch, 1 centimeter of Jewish sovereignty. This is unacceptable in all shapes and forms, to kill, to steal. It's all unacceptable. It's not our Judaism. And then the fateful day of 1948, when the United Nations that was created not long before them decided to ratify this Zionist state, this so-called Jewish state. The leader of that Jewish community, and I was carried along with me, Rabbi Dushinsky of blessed memory, the chief rabbi, said, and not to be confused with the Zionist state and the chief rabbi, the clowns and that masquerade in the Jewish religion. We're talking about the representatives of the whole Jewish community of Palestine. And he stated, and it's the United Nations records, he said, we furthermore wish to express our definite opposition to a Jewish state in any part of Palestine. This was a declaration before the United Nations in July 16, 1947. That voice was never silenced. That voice continues till today. My Jewish brothers and sisters stand in the streets of Al-Quds and demonstrate and cry, pray, fast to God, and constantly look for ways and opportunities to be able to end this occupation. We believe that there's an Almighty and that He rules the world and He is full of compassion and that this occupation will end just as Pharaoh had to end the subjugation of the Jewish people in Egypt. That ended, and the Roman Empire ended, and the Greek Empire ended. This will end. You should know this will end. We don't know when. We're not prophets. We don't know how. We only know that we as people who are created by God have the obligation to stand up and speak up and cry and pray to the God and also to the leaders of the world, to speak to our political leaders and plead with them that they should stop ignoring the people, the innocent people, the people of Palestine. They should stop ignoring what is right and what is humane. They should stop attacking and accusing the victims of being villains and justifying the villains as victims. This is unacceptable, and it's nothing to do with a Jewish religion. They should respect their Jewish distinguished rabbis, scholars, and communities that is right in the center of the United States. They should hear these multitudes and hundreds of thousands of Jews who have been following the religion and giving their life for the Jewish religion. Just recently in the Holocaust, how many of my brothers and sisters, our parents and grandparents, became our communities from people that died because of their religion. And we are totally ignored and not respected. We are not heard. Although we speak up and we state that occupying Palestine is a simple crime. It's nothing else but a crime. It's stealing. It's killing. There is no way to justify this. Our religion is quite clear. It's not ambiguous. There's no question. And the very religious around the world are clear in their condemning the occupation. So why allow political leaders around the world ignoring us? It's simply unacceptable, and we cannot be silent. And we plead for all of you, never be caught into that web, into that Zionist ploy of calling people who speak up for Palestine anti-Semitic. This is unacceptable. Rather, we should be standing up and telling the people around the world that the people of Palestine don't have water, don't have food, don't have homes, don't have a life. Speak up, and at the same time, we should not be intimidated and not be afraid of the accused of being anti-Semitic, and we should pray to God that we should be able to have that day of Palestine free of occupation where we could live together and